And that I think will be, so as long as your computing architecture is the same. I'll go back to the same Intel example. Now Intel i5 or i3 or i7 or i9 computers, all of them have the same computing architecture. It is the speed at which the computing is being done that is different. The speed at which data is being computed is different. So the same way here, an Atmel 328 has its limitation, but the latest STM will have a far higher processing power. So your basic computing architecture remains the same. As the processors keep advancing, the outputs you can do and the level of computing you can do on board changes.
That's very interesting, sir. So what is your next steps now, sir? You've come up, and as you speak, I believe you've got the next level in terms of the technology, and I'm sure you'll be developing on further these things. Are you working on something like FPVs and stuff as well, sir?
I think FPV actually is a very, though a lot of people talk about FPV, I think, FPV is a very rudimentary kind of
Yes, yes.
system,
Hmm.
because it is a one-to-one system, which means you have one operator to one drone. On a FPV, you really today can't have one operator controlling multiple drones. And
Sure.
I think the future of
Wow.
drones lies in autonomy, in swarm, and integration of AI, and enhancing the level of computing on board. So I think though FPV has become very, a lot of people talk about it. The point is, I don't think the future lies there. I think the future
Sure.
lies in being able to, enhance your computing, enhance your AI capabilities on board, by which you can do a lot of feature recognition. You'll be able to do a lot of, target tracking, and you'll be able to identify specific locations which you want to move towards. In fact, I'll take the case of the Russian Geran or the Shahid, for example. Now, if you remember, it was one of the platforms that was used 3 years back when the Russian-Ukrainian war started, 3 or 4 years back. And that same platform continues to be used today by the
Yeah.
Russians. But the level of electronics on board has drastically changed. So, for example, the latest, Shahid or Geran 136, if I'm right, uses visual inertial navigation, uses the ability to move in enemy territory without detection. All these kind of things are there. Those were not there in the previous Shahids. Then they have the ability to swarm now. They have the ability to even go in for autonomous, terminal tasks without the requirement of an operator to take a decision of whether to hit something or no. They are able to even do autonomous terminal task, which is your final hit and kill process. So that is also getting automated. So I think that is an area which we will be looking at, because our core strength lies in our electronics and in our computing, in our control over the entire, cyber physical stack, as I explained. So I think that's where a lot of focus is going to be there, and a lot of need is going to be there in terms of automating those areas, in terms of adding layers to those areas, in terms of AI and ML based applications, in terms of
Mm.
terminal tasks. Those are all things that are going to be something that is developing, and those are the areas we're going to focus on. And as we all know, one thing is there is, we've seen in the Ukraine-Russian war, every 8 to 10 weeks, you have something new coming up, and you need to adapt to that on either side.